Hey, welcome back, BMX nerds. Um, today's episode, this week's episode, is with Matt Ray. I love Matt Ray. We've spent a lot of time together. We did his Sabrosa Skeleton Crew video, his Welcome to Pro video. I've spent some time out with him filming like skate park edits out and staying at his place. So I will love this man forever. And I'm more proud of him than I am anybody else in BMX. Watching him go from just a kid at a shop stop that we did to full-blown pro with a signature everything at Sabrosa and Shadow is pretty rad, and X Games medals and all that. So I was hyped that he came on here and we chatted, and I get to share that with you. So that's dope. I'm excited for you to hear this. Side note, thank you to all you guys who sent messages telling me to keep going. It seriously means a lot. It's super dope to hear from you guys that are overseas, and I just appreciate it. So I love you guys. Hope you enjoy this episode with Mr. Matt Ray.
Damn, I just told him I'm being recorded.
Yeah, what's up, Matt Ray?
What's going on?
How's your baby girl?
She's good. She's actually on vacation right now, so I got a few days off. It's actually pretty nice.
How old is she now?
She's almost one. In like a week and a half, she's 1 year old.
What's it like to be a dad? What the fuck? You're a dad?
I know. Honestly, it's the best thing ever. Like, if you want this whole podcast, I can just talk about her, but
Yeah.
we don't have to do that. I love it, honestly. I didn't plan to be a dad. I had no intentions of it, but I'm obsessed with the baby girl for sure.
I'm kind of jealous. I want one, but there's a couple steps missing between being a single guy and then having a family, you know?
Yeah.
I guess I could just go get one, you know, but
kind of what I did at the end of the day. And I think I got lucky because there's some babies that are like demon babies, but I feel like my daughter's pretty chill. Like,
yeah,
she's chill. So,
like I wonder about that, like nature versus nurture. Like some people just get lucky. Like I was told that I was just the chillest baby. Like, you know, nothing bothered me. I didn't cry that much, and I was like, that's cool. But like some people are just born wired, all fucked. Like,
temper tantrum, screaming.
yeah. What's your daughter's name again?
Alana Rose Ray.
Alana Rose Ray. That's a beautiful name.
My sister kind of helped me come up with it too. Like I had like Alana Ray, obviously, and then damn, look who's calling.
Hey, what up? Go for it.
Through my headphones too.
I'm technically I'm like on the clock right now too. I got a hard out at noon, which is hour and 20 minutes, but whatever.
Cool. I'll hit him back. What were we talking about? Yeah. And my sister's like, oh, Sub Rosa? Like, what about the middle name Rose? And I was like, oh my God, that just like rolls off the tongue. So nice.
That's fire. I love that. I've been thinking about getting a rose tattoo, and that's definitely the next tattoo. That's awesome, man.
That's what I actually got right here on my chest. I don't know if you can see it.
Alana,
but it goes into a rose.
Dope. Cool. That is sick.
Yeah.
What else is new with the, I guess, family life?
How deep do we go into this? I don't know if, well, if you follow me on Instagram, man, I posted something one day, pretty pissed off one morning, and like kind of regretted it right after. But then I was like, nah, you know what? All I ever post is BMX. I was like, people got to realize like I'm fucking human too. Like I was having a tight morning, and the whole family thing. Currently single dad in it, but I love it. I love my daughter, and me and her mom are cool, but that shit did not work out. And we're co-parenting, so I think a lot of people assumed that when they saw that. And actually, a lot of people reached back to it because I posted a story just like, fuck fake people, fuck fake relationships, fuck fake love. Because I was tight. It was just one of those mornings I had to let it out, I guess. And I was actually surprised at like how many people reached back to it. Because I posted it and just like forgot about it. Yeah. Kind of panicked when I realized it's just up on my story. I was like, this ain't a good look. But a lot of people were like, yo, hang in there, dude. Like, just a lot of positive feedback. So I was like, all right.
Good for you. Yeah, dude, it shit happens to all of us. I don't have a kid involved, but I just went through a breakup like 3 or 4 months ago, and it fucking was. Yours amicable or what?
It was just weird. Like, it's weird how it all played out. I don't know if I want to put our business out there like that, but it's like we'll never be back together type of thing. Like our daughter was 8 months old and she wanted to go get back with her ex. It's pretty much, I mean, I have no respect for her, so I'll let it out there. I don't care.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
It is
Well,
bit like it's private, but I'm like, dude, I don't even care. Like, I'm doing good too. I like being single. I love my daughter. I wouldn't change a thing. Like, I love her to death. So she
yeah,
did give
what
me the best thing ever. So I can't hate her forever. But right now, we ain't cool. So
what's a day in the life been like for you lately? Like you just got back from Orlando, I think, right?
yeah, I went down for that Juvie Hall grand opening, and
How
that
was
was nice
that?
too. I didn't bring my bike with me. I just flew down for like 2 days to kick it with Ryan and Ron in. It was sick seeing the coffee shop. Place is really cool.
What is Juvie Hall? A coffee shop?
So it's across the street from Sparky's. Ronnie snagged that building that's right there. It has like a
Yeah.
big awning in the back and stuff, and he built it out into like a coffee shop slash bike shop with all just like Shadow, Sabrosa, and Cult parts.
Damn, that's dope.
Yeah, it's a really
Wait,
nice place. They killed
with
it.
with cult parts? So that do they partner up on that shit or what? How does that
I think
work?
just him and Robbie are just tight, so they're like,
Sick. So
yeah.
Robbie's involved too. That's dope.
I don't know if he's involved or if it's one of those things like they just kept it like just Cult or something. I don't know. Maybe it's because Trey lives right there too and Cult. So
True. Yeah.
yeah.
Trey's story is kind of wild, like going back and forth between Colt and Sabrosa. I don't know. Do you know the story on that? I don't know the story on that.
Nah, I don't really get it honestly. Seems like he
Yeah.
was kind of like came to Sub Rosa, was stoked. It was pretty cool, and then I don't know if he wasn't happy or the pandemic, like he wanted to do more traveling, but no one was really traveling. So he's like, I
True.
want to do the fast and loose stuff, and then just jump ship, went back to Cult. So I don't know.
He is fast and loose. And his clip of him eating shit at the what's it called? The waffle jam where he's
That's
tried that
crazy.
gap, dude. I saw it on like World Star and meme
I know.
pages all over the place. I was like, it's almost better that he ate shit for
He got
exposure than it is. Like if he landed it, nobody's gonna repost it on World Star, you know? Like
yeah, honestly, he got bodied on that too. Part of me too was like, if you landed it, where the hell were you gonna go? It's like
yeah.
it looked like there was like a little deck and then the railing to the beach or something, but I
he's
think
a
he doesn't give a fuck.
he's a wild child, Trey
Yeah,
Jones.
I
Uh,
know.
all right, well, let's talk about I guess your current BMX situation. Like what you ride for Sabrosa, Shadow, and then there's another one. Is that announced?
Dance comp?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I
We announced it last year, so like an Instagram post, and then like a we both all posted it, and I actually just finished filming like a pro part for them with Jonah, which I'm pretty
yeah,
stoked on.
that's
So
dope.
yeah,
Is
that'll kind
Jonah
of be like
with
the
you still?
official welcome. Yeah, he's been staying here.
Nice. Where's here? Are you still with the Patty and Trevor and all them?
Yeah, so it's like Patty and Guy's house, and
Sick.
then you were here when that fire happened. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I got the downstairs, kind of just rent the downstairs like a mini apartment.
Yeah.
And then Jonah's in that front room that used to be kind of connected. I don't know if
Yeah.
you've seen it since. We kind of built it out, so now it's like more of like a small apartment downstairs.
Dope.
And then we just share the kitchen, bathroom, all that stuff in the middle floor.
Yeah. Tell us how you set your house on fire.
Dude, that was crazy. Because the weirdest thing when the fire alarms went off, I was cooking bacon. And like when you cook bacon, the fire alarms just go off sometimes because it gets smoked out. So like I remember I just didn't even think anything of it. And then I think Trevor was downstairs with his chick and he saw black smoke coming out from under the door and like ran upstairs. And I think you were on the couch.
Yeah, I was definitely like in the middle floor and
The
then
way, yeah,
chaos.
the way he was yelling Matt, like when he came up the stairs, I don't know if I'm just paranoid, but like I thought someone was at the door trying to like fight me. Like I thought someone was at the house, like, and he was like panicking, like, yo, people are here to fight you or something. And like, I don't know why I thought that, but yeah, come to find out my room was on fire. I went downstairs and opened the door and it was just black smoke. And come to find out it was the extension cord. That's like
Yeah.
too many things plugged into it.
It's an
And
electrical fire. And then did you spray water on it or try and dump water on it?
I did, and it just went like made it even worse. But
If it makes you feel any better, all right, I also learned that day that you can't put water on an electrical fire because I didn't know
uh,
that. And you learned the hard way. And then
it's crazy.
Patty saved the day. She's scrambling, screaming, like sending
Mhm.
all of us out back. Get outside! And then she's under
She
the
went in
sink.
with the fire extinguisher, like in the smoke, just fucking spraying.
Yeah, it was
I
sick.
think she put it out.
She was scrambling for it too. I know we have a fire extinguisher, and she was going under the sink. She found it. I got it, and then runs down
Yeah,
and saves the day.
dude, that was wild. I remember all my clothes had to be like dry cleaned and stuff, just because the smoke and like soot that got on everything. but
Yeah,
like nothing was the same after. Like all that shit was just kind of junk.
so wild.
Yeah, I remember too, like walking up, we were outside, and I see you come walking around because you went like all the way around the apartment.
Yeah.
I was just
I
like,
I
Jesus.
wanted to see the fire truck outside. It was pretty
Yeah,
wild, man. That was what I was out there filming you for the skate park edit, the
yeah.
Rye
Fire
Airfield one.
takeover.
Yeah, that shit was cool.
That was a
Um,
fun time. Remember we went to Boston and like snowballed the
yes.
duck boats, wicked drunk and stuff.
Yeah, and just took the little tour, like
Yeah, it was a good time.
Boston tourist stuff. I'd love to go like on a BMX style trip out there more, but
Mhm. You got to come in the fall time. When you were here, I remember it was freezing.
yeah, it was definitely chilly. But I'd
Well,
do anything to get out of Arizona right now. It's like 110 degrees, humid as fuck, and yeah, monsoon season's upon us.
it seems
Um,
like you have a pretty cool thing going right now, though.
yeah, I do. My job is so sick. I work for a guy named Jamil. He's like a real estate wholesaler, big time,
Sick.
like one of the biggest in the nation, maybe the world, and he's
How'd
funny.
that all come about?
Um, So when I was still working for Sabrosa, maybe 7 years ago at this point,
Yeah.
uh I I wasn't making ends meet financially, so I started trying to like find a side gig, and I started working for this traditional real estate coach, and he had a podcast, and he had just fired his guy who he was paying six figures, and I'm coming in like a young kid, just like, yeah, I'll do it for I don't know, $500 a week. And so he's like,
Ah,
that's
shit.
that's half, or like that's less than half of whatever. And
Yeah.
I was like, just busting my ass for very little money, learning a lot. I told him I was like, I'm coming from BMX, but I know how to make the videos, but I'm still learning all this stuff, and
Hmm.
pretty grateful for it. It was 4 years of working for that guy and slowly growing. I learned how to build websites. I learned how to run a podcast and audio. All the skills come together. And then
Yeah.
once that relationship kind of went sour towards the end,
Oh,
I hopped. I just started doing freelance. I had a realtor that I met through that job invest in me because she wanted to make a video, and I was like, I'm super down, but I don't have any gear. And she's like, how about this? I'll give you $3,000. You buy gear, and then you do videos for me once a month for the next like 4 months or something like that. So shout out
yeah.
Lindsay Bingham. She like started my
Bless him.
whole freelance career.
That's awesome.
I got the gear from her, and then freelance. I was on track to make 80K on my in my first year of just doing hustling. So I was like doing like real estate walkthrough videos and then social media content for people.
You
And
couldn't
then
just film that stuff with a VX?
uh, no, the VX was unacceptable. At
Yeah.
one point, I was in college, and the only camera that I had was the VX, and I got hired to shoot like a equestrian event, like a horse show. And I showed up with my VX and filmed it like I would a BMX video, like super tight and ramp slow mos and stuff. And looking
Yeah.
back, I was like, that was a mistake. I should have used, but
That's
but
awesome, though.
whatever. So, anyways, I meet people in the real estate industry because they're the ones that have money and take and get value out of video production. So I
Mhm.
met this guy Templeton Walker. I was busting my ass doing vlogs for him, and through those vlogs, I met these two guys, Pace Morby and Jamil Damji, and the rest is kind of history from there. Those two, like when I met them, they were pretty small time. I mean, not small time, but as far as like being social media and YouTube and all that, they were small time. I
They're
filmed
crushing
both.
it in real life, but didn't have like the big
Yeah,
following or nothing. Yeah.
exactly. And they Pace had the vision of like he's gonna take over the world and be the best mentor and huge, and he's the engine behind he's the type of dude that like brings everybody up with him.
Fuck yeah.
I started doing one-off gigs with him, and he taught me how to raise my rate on him. Like he was like, hey, you're not charging me enough, like you got to value yourself more. Here's
What a
what
guy.
you're good at, ba ba ba. And then I worked for 2 years for this company, New Reach, that created and manages their education platforms. So like they teach people how to do creative finance. That's Pace, and then Jamil has a course called Astro Flipping where he teaches people how to wholesale real estate. And so I worked for the company that does those, making ads and various course videos and kind of building out a media team within that company. And
You must be
then
learning a lot just being around people like that.
yeah, I am
Like,
100%. Like I've been real estate adjacent for 8 years, man. That's the future is passive income through real estate investing. Like
fuck yeah.
trading videos for dollars is awesome. I love my life, but like long term, I want something where I can just go make BMX videos, but also be making money like from
Hmm.
just passive stuff. But it takes a while to get to that, and I have to like commit and get obsessed. And I'm
Ownership.
yeah, I'm committed to working for Jameel for 2 years right now, so I'm pretty excited because I can learn while I also work. So, anyways, I left New Reach not too long ago. That's a plaque. I was the 2021 top content rep. So
Nice.
I got an award for being the man.
Hell yeah. That's sick.
And so now since April, I've been working for this guy Jameel full time, and it's awesome. I'm just running his social media. I'm directing him on what to say. I'm making YouTube videos. I'm managing a media team, and it's not a job. It's a life. It's like you have to be available every minute of every day. Like right now, I'm just checking my phone because I'm gonna go shoot with him once we're done here.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah,
sick.
that got long winded, but that's my
No, that's sick, dude. I'm stoked for you. It's cool. So I've known you
yeah
since I got on Sub Rosa, and you just pestered me to come out to Phoenix. Like, you're like,
yeah,
dude, just
dude.
come out. We'll film a video. Trust me, come out. And then
Yeah, tell me
lost
about
through.
that. So my memory is pretty shit. I don't know if it's from partying or hitting my head too much, but you tell me what it was like coming out for that week. For those it was a week, right? 8 days maybe?
Yeah, it was a sick week, that's for sure. I remember the whole thing, I guess. But before that, I had filmed like little BMX videos at like Rye Field or like my local parks, just with friends who had cameras. And I guess I did a Vital video before too, with like Dan Foley and stuff.
I
With
remember
like,
looking at those early Vital videos.
yeah, or I guess a couple. I did one with Josh Clemens as well, but it was never for like a brand or anything. It was always like a Vital, and we're like, oh, if we film this, Vital will buy it. But then coming out to show with you is like, obviously Sub Rosa had been hooking me up like care packages and stuff, but it wasn't anything. It's not like I had a travel budget, and I was working at the bike shop, so I was like, yo, Dad, can you like split a flight with me? I need to go out to Phoenix, and then yeah, got out there. He scooped me, and then we just had like a magical week. We
Yeah,
just literally filmed so like that was the most I've ever filmed. But I was so young and just like I think just hungry that I was like, dude, I have all these tricks I've done at skate parks. Like, just bring me to spots. We'll make this shit happen. And like, I don't know. We had a good ass week.
I think we made that shit happen. So that's one
Yeah.
of my most proud videos is that and just the fact that you did it in 8 days is
Oh
insane.
yeah.
All the YouTube comments were like, "This guy's better than all the pros."
It was crazy too, though. Cause I watched it a couple weeks ago with Jonah and shit. It almost gave me like the goosebumps because there's so much shit that I kind of forgot about. But like that 540 to Fakey manual, like
Yeah,
that was not like all the little things in that video like just made it. And then the song you chose, it was crazy. And like watching you edit that the whole week, it was just like, yo, this is art. Like this is the craziest thing I've ever seen. Like that was, and when that dropped, that was the sickest. Like that was a high for sure for like a while when that thing came out.
100%. There's two tricks I want to talk about in that. So there's that line where you did the 540 backlash.
Mhm.
Tell me, was that on purpose?
No, just seriously just landed in it, did like a popped half cab out of it and was like, oh my God. I was like, just keep it going. And went and did like a Smith hard after. I was like, in my head, I was like, do not fuck this up. Like, and it works. So
Oh my
yeah.
god.
We
And
built
then
momentum that whole week, I think. Just like the more shit
100%.
worked out, it was just,
I
yeah.
remember there being a feeling of like, okay, we got that. That's a banger because we did you did the half cab down the big set and then the double truck down the second set at Tempe
That's one of
Town
the
Lake.
last days, I think.
Yeah, and we were like, so I'm trying to remember. I think the 540 bar was the last thing we filmed, right? So we got that half cab clip, and then we were like, we still need a banger. And then
Hmm.
you had this idea.
I think you
Let's,
kept telling me like 5 bar or something. Cause I was like, I don't know. And you're like, let's go. Like you knew the spot or something.
yeah, I took you to a famous skate 3 block, and then you just kind of learned the trick on the spot with
And
Brain and was Dimitri there?
yeah, for sure.
Matt Osborne was there. He was shooting Brain. Brain whipped the three stair as well.
I know. Cause I remember I started trying it. I was like, dude, this probably isn't going to work. And it was just like, no, let's just keep messing with it. And then I kept doing like a 450 bar. And then it's kind of just clicked. I think at one point I was like, did you just need to like really go for it, like go for the full 540, and then like right like when I landed kind of backwards on one, it was like, oh my god, we're getting it, like this is gonna happen. And then I don't know
Yes.
how many tries after that, but
I
I think I
remember
did.
you 540 the set, a good 15 times. And then you trucked it a good like 15 times. And I remember
Yeah,
saying to you, like, do a truck to late 180. And
yeah,
then I think that's when
it clicked.
it clicked. And oh man, I'm
Yeah.
so stoked on that.
And
That's
then it
still
was crazy
amazing.
too, like riding up to it. It's in that industrial park area, and I just remember seeing Brain coming across the parking lot, and he had been stealing 40 ounces like that whole week from the
Yeah.
stores. And that's literally what he left to do after he'd been watching me try this for like an hour or however long. And I see him come across the parking lot with 40 in his fucking hands. And I was like, dude, just imagine you land it right now. And like it actually happened that try. And then like that's the whole ending. Like, we drinking 40s,
Oh,
boy.
I
Yeah.
love it so much.
Yeah, that's it. That was an awesome week. We partied too. That was sick. I made it
Yeah.
happen.
Young and dumb and just productive. It feels so much better to party when you get shit done and then you're celebrating
For
something,
sure.
you know?
It just works. Everything in moderation, go hard all day and then go hard at night.
Off the top of your head, what's like the biggest battle clip that you've ever like fought for? What are you most proud of clip wise? Because you've done a lot since that first Skeleton Crew video.
Dude, honestly, that's a tough one. I don't know. We
Let's
tried
start
one
with
clip
the
forever.
scariest. What's the
Um,
scariest trick you've ever done?
Crack
Or
this.
clip.
I've been waiting to crack this. Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Um, Damn, that's a tough one because like each video, I always feel like the end, like it's like, oh, get a banger. So I'm always like stoked on that. But I think like, ah, I don't even know. Maybe that 5 cab bar that you filmed a second angle of. I think I filmed it with Chadwick for that AZ
Oh
Heat.
yeah. Oh my
That
God,
one was
yeah.
a tough one, but like thinking back, I'm like, damn, we really fucking did that. But like that was
Unreal.
just set up for it, I guess.
Not even. You that's I mean, I guess technically it's a setup for it, but you like just to 180 up that bank that you hit is unreal. Like going really
That was
fast and
steep too. It was
getting
fucking
enough pop and then you did the 540 bar easily, 20 times and then you just chucked it and it worked out. First time you threw the second bar, it worked out, right?
on the 540 because I ended up doing a couple full cab bars over it,
Oh
but
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
it was so scary landing fakie because it was a big bank. So
yeah. Yeah,
I was like, dude, you just need to spin the whole thing, and it worked.
that's amazing.
But
So
I don't even know.
that's a pretty good memory. Like, give me one other one. What was it like filming for the Boston Massacre? Because that shit is legendary too.
Oh, thank you. It was sick. It was really fun filming it, and then it got crazy at the end trying to put the video out. But honestly, a clip from that I was really stoked on would be the nose manual on that bridge for sure.
Yeah, iconic. I saw
Yeah,
you and Jonah were driving past it the other day, joking around, but
it's right up the street from the house. I always see it.
that's pretty sick.
Yeah, that one, it's crazy. It just worked too. It wasn't really like that much of a battle. Like I went across it a few times, like manualed it. I did the manual bar, and then I was like, dude, I'm gonna try it nosy, and then it just kind of worked. I just kept like, I never let myself flip over. I just like pushed all the way across it just so I
Yeah,
wouldn't flip over, and yeah, it worked.
that's control. If you can decide how you're gonna nose mail, you're gonna be on the, you know, I,
But
yeah.
think about that too. That was right after I got silver at X Games, and then Andrew just flew out to Boston to start filming. So I was on a high. Like I was like, dude, we need to film the best video that could ever come out, and like
Hell
we just
yeah.
started working on it. So
How long did it take? And like, was Andrew staying with you? And what's Andrew like? I've talked to him a bit, but never met him in person.
yeah, he crashed here for a few months, and then we kind of like had,
Months.
I think maybe a month. I don't even remember.
Dope.
Maybe like a month and a half, and we
Cool.
got a lot of the stuff done. Like filmed a ton, and then we had like 75% of the video done, and we kept planning another trip, and then COVID happened. So I was like, dude, how do we finish this? Because we had the songs, and we pretty just need to fill in the blank at that point. So then we ended up doing a trip to Atlanta. I picked him up in New York. He was living out there. We drove to Atlanta for a week, and then drove back to New York and filmed in New York for like 2 days. And then that was that. And actually, the banger, the truck down that big gap thing in New York,
Yeah.
we filmed it and he finished the video, and I didn't like how the truck looked. I was like, we need better angles on this. So it was pandemic, and I drove back to New York. Or maybe it wasn't even a pandemic when we went to Atlanta, but it was when we filmed the truck the second time because everyone had masks on. I thought I was crazy for driving to New York just to do a truck again. But I was like, I needs to like this video is like this video. Like we can't put it out half-assed. Like, I want to be fully happy with it. And yeah, we got it done. But
So you did that banger truck twice, two separate occasions?
I trucked it like probably a total of like 4 or 5 times. Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, actually, I wanted to double truck it. That's why I went back. But I was like, dude,
Ah,
I was like, I'm not. I just couldn't double truck it. It's too big.
that's pretty
The
big, dude.
impact was like, I felt like I was like, my brain was bouncing around my skull.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah.
Speaking of brain bouncing around your skull, have you had any like serious injuries there in your career? I'm trying to remember. You've been pretty healthy this whole time. Knock on wood.
Just after the trip with you, when we tried that clip before my flight that day, that was
Yeah.
like, I just rode in the sun all day off of a black coffee and didn't hydrate and got home and had like an irregular heartbeat. So I couldn't
Yeah.
ride for like a month and a half, which was scary, but it went away. So
We almost killed
no,
you.
I know. Hey, you live and you learn though.
Yeah.
I think I needed it, honestly. It's kind of like maybe not, but maybe
We were trying full cab double bar off of a loading dock.
a 5K bar flow. And
Yeah.
remember the dude sitting there? He was
I
cool.
do.
And we're like, yo, could you move? And then he's like talking to us. What did he say? He's like, yeah, I'm like a sex offender or something.
Something, yeah, something along something sus. And then he's like, "Do you got cigarettes?" And I was like, "Here, yeah, here you go, bro." And I gave him a cigarette, you know?
Just completely lost respect for him. I swear he said he did something with a little boy or a little girl or something.
Yeah, a scumbag on the streets. That's downtown Phoenix, man. It's not
Yeah.
all of it, but there's a lot of shady fools. I live next to a underpass now, and that's like the haven for them, and they're just always they have a makeshift, tent. They have a little like neighborhood in the underpass, and they're always got the panhandle sign. Like it is what it
I don't
is.
I have mixed feelings towards that stuff. Like part of me, I'm like, if you're like sitting there and you're a younger dude and you can go to work, it's like I have no remorse for you. I'm like, dude, don't try to make me feel bad for you. But then the people you see in like the wheelchair, one leg and a dog, I'm like,
Yeah,
like you have it harder than I'll probably ever know. Like
yeah.
that sucks.
And I'm sure there's like a percentage of them that are like genuinely in, like need help and are trying to claw their way out of it. But I'm
Mhm.
pretty confident that a lot of it is just fentanyl. Like
Oh, for sure.
I've been seeing there's this TikTok, Tales of the Streets, and
Okay.
they interview. It's in Phoenix too. It's this dude goes around and interviews homeless people, and it's all the same story of just like I started doing fentanyl, and
I saw that
now
the other day.
now
It was
I
weird to
need
see this.
like 10 fennies a day to stay normal and not get sick. And it's just like, man, that's scary. And it's cheap too. Like that's the other reason it's a pandemic right now. It's like they
Yeah.
can get the pills for like $3 a pop right now versus like before fentanyl was introduced, it was a little bit harder to get pills and heroin was a
Yeah.
bigger thing. But
Dude, I hate that shit. Like I've had friends pass away from all like it's just junk. It's like why does this shit exist?
yeah, and it's scary. It's fucking,
Yeah.
and because like even other drugs, like you hear stories of people like doing a line of cocaine, but it's cut with fentanyl, and then you die, and it's just like,
Yeah.
what the
Exactly.
fuck, dude? That's so crazy.
It's dumb.
Um, we were talking about, so Boston Massacre. You got a dance comp pro part coming out. Let's go back to the origin story of Matt Ray. I look at like old videos of you, and it's pretty cute. You're just like a park dude.
I
Who was
know.
your? How did you? What was your first bike, and when? How old were you? How'd you get into BMX?
Um, so we had Cycle Loft in Burlington, which was a town over from Woburn, where I grew up,
Okay.
and started going there. They had like a little BMX section in the back, and it was all like Hoffman, Fitz, Collision, like all that stuff, fly bikes, all that stuff. And I saved up, or I probably didn't save up. I think my parents bought it for me. I got like a S&M Josh Stricker frame. Rode
Sick.
it. That was the sickest bike, and then started seeing frames get like lower standovers,
Hmm.
and was like, oh my god, like I need this look, almost like a Mike Aiken type of frame. Like he wasn't super low, but it just looked really nice. So pestered my parents again for another bike, probably like a year and a half later or something. And we
How old
found
are
one
you
on.
at this point?
It's a good question. Probably 13, I would say, 14.
Nice.
Could be so wrong, but I would say about there.
Yeah.
And we found a bike on Craigslist, and I always wonder who this dude was because we went to Somerville, bought it for $500, but it was a Fly Pantera frame with two different colored green profile hubs. Like one was dark green, and then the other was like a lime green with the 14 mil axle,
Huh.
chrome rims, like a white straight cable, like all like Odyssey rims, all Odyssey parts. Sickest bike ever. Like couldn't
Yeah.
believe we bought this bike. And to this day, I don't even know who that was, but he was like a rider. Like this dude had a sick bike and he was older. And yeah, rode the shit out of that bike, learned everything, like no fitted cans, tuck my handers, T-bogs, like all the stuff he's first learning.
Where? Where are you learning all this stuff?
Briarfield.
And is
And just
this
like
this
local skate park.
all the stuff you first learned? I did not learn any of that shit.
Well, we always rode like outdoor parks and stuff, but like yeah, it was like air T-bogs, tire taps, foot jams, double pegs on quarters and stuff.
Who
All
was
that
your
stuff.
like who what made you want to learn the tricks? Like did you see a video? Did you see a local pro or something?
Yeah, honestly, there was this car show in Boston called the World of Wheels, and they had a BMX like demo thing, and it was like Brian Hunt and some North Carolina guys. I forget who, but I ended up riding with them like years later when I went to North Carolina. But they did a show, and like I was couldn't believe what I was watching, like how high they were airing quarter pipes and how sick their bikes looked, and like even just like the skinny jeans and stuff. I was like, this is so sick, like
Yeah.
obsessed. Like couldn't get over it. And then me and my buddy Tyler, this kid Tyler Byrne, he lived in Woburn too. Me and him just rode all day. Like he would learn a trick, I'll learn it the next week. I would learn a trick, he would learn it the next week. So like me and him pushed each other for years
That's
and just
dope.
yeah, we would like just watch BMX videos for hours and just go ride. So
That's what's
that's
up.
sick.
I'm trying to remember like the North Carolina. There was a place called the Unit. Is that what the Unit? Is that what it is?
The unit and then the Animal House, which was Dave Mears.
Yeah.
That's so
Um,
sick.
I'm. It's like ringing a bell. Like that. Brian Nyquist had a park out there, or still does, or something.
I think he sold the building, but his was the unit, like the
Yeah.
big Bolton super
Yeah.
park.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then JC was that outdoor skate park they had there at the Spine and box jump that like everyone filled parts at.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
sick.
So you learn all these basic tricks at Rye Airfield, and then I don't know what. How's your life going? Are you in high school? Is this like your escape? What's your
Yeah,
family
so
life
actually when I
like?
got into high school, I was like just wasn't into school at all. Like I went through ninth grade, went through 10th grade, and then it was like to the point where I was like, dude, I did not want to be here. Like I would just think about riding. I would draw skate parks in my notebooks like all the time. I remember like very detailed skate parks of like dream backyard setups and stuff.
Sick.
And my dad, he ended up, because I was like, dude, could I like just drop out? Like I'm not gonna pass. And he's like, what are you gonna do? And I was like, ride, like BMX. That's all I want to do. And he signed off on it. Like, let me drop out. I got my GED, and then just started riding as much as I can, going to like free flow tour contests at Rye. They always had them.
Hmm.
And like, what else did they have? Local exposure, the Wicked Jam. Like Rye was the spot. There was always contests. So my dad got to see, and like pros would come through, and he can see like, all right, these dudes are making a living off it. So it's not like I was just like, yo, I got this shit. He kind of had an idea of like what a pro rider could be. But it was
Yeah.
also like Daniel Dares and Mike Spinner was going to Rye, and Dave Mira,
Yeah.
pretty big dudes. And then yeah, started doing that. I won the Gatorade Free Flow Tour at Rye, which is sick. Like I think I did a 720 bar over the first box as like my banger. And then
Damn.
yeah, it's pretty cool. And then Gatorade flew my dad and me out. It was the first time I ever even flew. They flew me out to Portland, Oregon for Dew Tour, and they had like the Gatorade Free Flow Finals, and whoever won that got to ride in Dew Tour. And I think
Sick.
Brandon Lupos or Logan Martin won that, which is pretty crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it was
That's
sick though. It was
amazing.
fun.
How old are you
I
at
was
that point? Like 16 or 17 or what?
yeah, probably 16. I look like a baby in the photos. It's funny.
Yeah. How old are you now?
26.
26. Cool.
Gonna be 27 in like 2 weeks.
So it's been 10 years since your first like winning something free. What that Gatorade Free Flow tour? I vaguely remember those going on.
Yeah.
Um, what happens after that? You didn't get to go into the Dew tour. You lost to Logan Martin or whoever. What
Yeah.
happens next?
Watched the Dew Tour in person, which was just insane. Like Dennis was there, Scotty Kramer was there, Kyle Baldock when he was like first just popping off. And then
Yeah.
Garrett was there doing like wall ride trucks on the biggest quarter pipes wall rides that and
Yeah.
Chad was there with he had the silver bike. He was like just on Nike. And he was like the dude. I was obsessed with his riding, like
Yeah.
the way he was doing the manuals and shit in contest. But from there, where the hell what happened? I was rocking a volume frame at the time. And then Chris Long was the team manager and
Yep.
Matty Long. They lived like a town over from me too. So I always rode with them. And then once Chris stepped down from being team manager, I kind of lost contact with volume. And me just being like a young kid, I was like I don't know who to hit up or what to do. So I was real psyched on Dennis. So I just hit up Colin McKay. I think he gave me like a discount on a Harrow frame through the shop because I worked at local BMX for a couple of years, like around that time. I started rocking a Harrow frame for a bit and was like super just trying to be Dennis Anderson. He was the sickest.
Yeah.
And
That's a good role model.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was working at local BMX for a few years, and Johnny Reve was the manager of the shop. And he's from Florida and tight with Ronnie, and was like around when Ronnie started Shadow, started Sub Rosa, was around for UGP and everything.
Yeah.
And he was like, dude, like start rocking Shadow parts. I really like Shadow because like Drew Bazanson, Simone.
Yep.
So it's Harrow frame with everything Shadow. And then when I talked to Ronnie for the first time, it was about getting me into Simple Session. And he was like, yo, go full factory. Like this was like rock a Sub Rosa frame. And it was kind of
Nice.
like it was weird though. I was hesitant because I was like, I like Shadow, like in Harrow at the time.
Yeah.
And then because I was looking at the frames and I was like, I think I like the frames. And then Johnny was like, dude, shut the hell up. Like if he just told you to do that, like this dude's giving you like he's kicking the door open for you. And like me being like a younger kid, I didn't like realize it, like what he was doing. And yeah, built up that bike, went out to Simple Session, got so hammered the night before the contest that like just could not put it together the day of, which is like
Oops.
everyone's first experience there. So I didn't feel bad about it. But
Yeah.
yeah, and then just
Is this before or after the park party where I met you?
I was gonna say this is before
No
because
shit. Okay.
I had a black bike at Simple Session and then I got it powder coated white, but it was the same bike. And then that's when you guys came out.
Oh, no way. Okay, cool. So you already were kind of like connected. I didn't know that you
I
were
still paid for my
already
flight out
talking
there.
to Ronnie and stuff prior to that park party. I felt like that was the first time we
Very
all
like
got to meet you.
small talk. Like it
Yeah.
was just like, yeah, dude, like we'd love to have you full factory. It was never like, we'll put you on the team, this or that. Like we
Yeah.
just start rocking everything. So I was like, all right, let's do it.
Dude, that's crazy because so we did a Sabrosa park party at
Mm.
uh I forget the name of that store. Do you remember?
I think he did Circuit BMX, local BMX.
Local, I think. And it was in the back in the parking lot. There was a little setup and a little quarter, and I thought that I was under the impression that you were just some random kid who was really good, and then you were like super quiet, but like, and then you would go and do a 180 whip or a 540 bar on the
That's
and
my
just
first time meeting you or Ryan or anyone too. It's
yeah,
like
and you just made that shit look so easy, and you were super chill, and you were just like, oh, I won? No way. like we gave you
I know.
some gear, and you're like, oh, cool.
It was crazy. BMX opened me up quite a bit because I was like working at the shop and stuff. I was a pretty quiet kid. Like
Yeah.
even still, I'm not like a fucking crazy outspoken person or something, but like I just think of how quiet I was. I'm like, dude, you're so awkward. It's sick.
It's good that you've come out of your shell.
Yeah.
All right, so that's dope. Then it wasn't long after that. So like you're riding Sabrosa and Shadow Parts, but you're not like on the team or anything. I remember like putting in the word hard really, really hard. I was like, Ryan, let's put Matt on,
You
put
stayed
Matt
in
on,
my
put
ear
Matt on.
about like always hype me up and shit too. It's just so cool. I was like, yeah, Bobby's the
Yeah,
sickest.
you're gonna get on. I fell in love with your riding and fucking I was like, this is amazing.
Because we would always film shit like on that park party tour. Like you'd be like, yo, you trying to get some? I remember it would just be like it was always like, oh shit, we just filmed like 4 clips.
Yeah,
Like
it's pretty
that's
rad.
cool. Yeah,
I'll put those clips right here, man. I love that.
that'd be
The
sick.
discovery of Matt Ray on I'm pretty confident it was a white bike and then yeah.
It's probably like a year after that or a little longer that I came out. Because I remember that bike I had, and I would take breaks on and off it. I was always riding a gyro, like trying to get back to my park days. But then
Yep.
I'd be like, nah, I want to ride street and strip the brakes off, put on a third or fourth peg, and just like go ride street. And it actually came down to me when Ryan hit me up, like, yo, how's your bike looking? I was like, I'm just gonna ask and see what he says. And I ended up getting the Simone frame, which is brakeless. I just
Yeah.
ordered a brakeless frame and just rocked it from there on out. I've
Sick.
pretty much been brakeless ever since.
Do you have two bikes right now? Did I see you have a park bike and a street bike? Or is that Dennis?
Like
I just saw Dennis has that.
he does, but we also did that like probably 6 months ago. Like I had enough to do it because I have a set of tie spoke wheels, and then I just put a gyro on a bike when I was in California because I was hitting these huge dirt jumps, and I was like, wait, I should just keep this rocking like gyro, and but then I ended up taking the bikes apart because I needed parts and stuff. So we didn't
Yeah,
really keep it going. But Ryan's always like, yo, let's get that shit going again. Like
for
he's
real.
into it. So
Park Matt Ray.
yeah, do like folding tires, tie spokes on one bike with like yeah, just shave weight, and then the other just keep it beefy for street.
Yeah, so you can do some Mike Spinner stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Quadruple. Have you ever done a quad whip?
No, just triple.
Just triple. Just a triple whip.
On a resi though. I've never done it. Like I tried it over a box jump at Toronto Jam, and like I think I caught front pedal, but didn't really land it. It was sketch.
A quad whip? Or a
No,
triple?
no, triple.
Triple. Okay, my bad.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
just casual quad whips.
if you just keep trying, you could do quad whips.
The bikes that people ride nowadays, I'm like, dude, if I had like a week to get used to one of these little fidget spinner bikes, like
Yeah.
the park ones, I'm like, I could quad whip. It's a scooter. Like not to
Yeah.
talk shit on those bikes, but it's so light. I'm like, I was doing a triple whip on a pretty heavy bike.
That's crazy. You just were in California not too long ago, right? Like training for this upcoming or this past X Games? Is that what it was? But
I drove out to Cali like in the winter to ride for a few months before Japan X Games,
that's what it was. Okay, cool. And
and then
then
drove home, became single dad, and then flew back out recently for the X Games out there.
nice. How'd you do in the Japan X Games?
Um, what did I get? Sixth or seventh, fifth? I don't even know to be honest.
Pretty dope. And then this most recent
Yeah,
one, I saw you weren't like as stoked on this most recent one, like on your performance. You're like, I could have done better, blah blah blah. But how'd you place?
yeah.
How'd you place there?
Got seventh, I think. Yeah, seventh.
That's,
But
that's
it's a weird one. I don't know what's good with the judges. Like it seems everyone always says like because it's not just me thinking it. Everyone's like, dude, these judges have it out for you, and I'm like, what do you like? Then I kind of watched and I'm like, damn, they like, I don't know if it's something like if one of them doesn't like me or what it is, but it's like everyone comments on my shit. Like, yo, you get robbed every time. Yo, you keep getting robbed. Like, yo, this was a fourth or third place run, this and that. And I'm like, I can't say anything because then I'll just look like a fucking sore loser.
yeah.
But it's just weird. I'm like, all right, whatever. I don't get it.
Yeah, don't let them get in your ear like that. That's whack.
Yeah, and it's still X Games. I'm just stoked to be there.
Yeah.
So,
And why would you have something against you? I think, dude, I would
uh,
hate to
uh,
be a judge at an X Games. Are you kidding me? Like,
that's what I mean. It's top notch riding. So
yeah, I was just talking to Peter Adam about the FICE E contest or
I didn't even know
whatever.
that thing was happening. I saw the videos drop.
Did
It's
you
sick.
did you watch the videos?
Yeah, they're sick.
Like, I would hate to be a judge on that. Like, who do you think won?
Honestly, if I were to pick, who's was I stoked on? I was stoked on Collins, Nathan's, and who's the dude who just got on Kink?
Anthony Perrin?
Yeah, he filmed one, right?
Yeah,
Or was it? Yeah,
Perrin and Daryl did one, and then there was Trent Lutsky and Hobie Doan did one.
yeah. They're all really good, but I think if I were to pick, I would say Colin. I like his
Nice.
a lot. Yeah,
That's interesting. Yeah, and that's one of these things I was talking to Peter, like, dude, I would hate to be a judge on this. I think, like, I loved
I
them
know.
all, but like the Nathan did video part tricks and Peter
I
did like
know.
a
Nathan's
full
crazy too.
cohesive theme, and it like the hippie jump, the diversity, like Nathan
Hmm.
did like trick selection. Everybody did, dude. Everybody killed it, but I was just like, I think Nathan's gonna win that one. Oh, but
Yeah, I'd say I think it's either Nathan or Colin.
yeah,
But again, I could watch them again and feel differently. I only watched them all once. I just
yeah.
ran right through them. So
Exactly. I ran through them twice, and I was just like, you can't be sure,
uh,
Like Collins is fucking amazing.
yeah,
Uh, what's your future looking like? Well, no, hold on. I wrote down, how'd you get so good? Why do you think that you got so good at bikes?
I don't know if I would say so good. It's just I think I just I don't even know. It's just the amount of time I ride.
Yeah,
Not as much somewhat like lately, just 'cause I got a lot of like life things going on. But like the past 8, 9, 10 years, or even before that, it's just like all I want to do is just ride. Just session with my friends and film hard stuff. Like you're always just trying to film like better stuff than you filmed last time. So you
Yeah.
kind of keep pushing yourself, and then watching Garrett videos keeps you motivated for sure.
Yeah, if you're looking at like the top dude and seeing what's possible, you're like and believing that you can do it. That's pretty rad.
Yeah,
And then your
it's
style's kind
fun
of
too. It's
like
like it's a very individual sport too. So it's like there's days you can just go cruise and not do anything. Then there's days where you don't expect to do anything and you're so dialed and you're just doing like some of your hardest shit consistently, and it's like you feel good for like a week after that. You're like, oh, that is the session I needed. Like
yeah,
it's
you're
crazy.
in the zone.
Yeah.
That's a cool feeling. I love just like the diversity of your riding. You can blast a quarter pipe, but you can also do a bar spin cab manual 180 down whip, you know? Like it's pretty wild.
I think it's because I ride like I don't know. If I only rode street, I would hate street. If I only rode park, I would hate park. So it's like
Yeah.
it just keeps it fun. Like even the coaster and cassette, I switch back and forth so much just because like I love Courage Adams riding. I love like the manual pop bar, manual nosy pegs,
Yep.
and just using that little bit of pedal pressure and like fakie manuals and stuff.
Yep.
But then like I'll ride that for a month, 2 months, and then I'm full just like I need a free coaster and like switch back. And it's funny, I usually ride one wheel until it's so beat up, pass it off to Johnny, and he'll have my other wheel dialed in. So then I'll just ride that until that
Nice.
one's beat up and then switch off. But it keeps it fun. I like it a lot.
How is Johnny doing?
He's good. He's a really good friend. He's out in Winchendon, Mass now. He's got like a his homestead out there. They got like 11 or 12 acres.
Sick. Good for
Built their
him.
house, growing all their own food. It's sick. It's like the coolest
That's
thing
the
ever.
dream, dude. Does he have
Yeah,
chickens?
that's next. He's building
Yeah.
everything's getting built out currently, and like this is kind of their first round of like seeing how the plants do and just learning really.
Fuck yeah. That's amazing to hear. Good for you, Johnny.
Even
Um,
talking to him too, I'm like, dude, fuck yes. Like, good, like you can just hear it in his voice. Like he's learning so much about important life skills and just, I don't know. He's out. It's pretty far out there too. It's not so far out there, but it is out there. Like it's an hour for me, but it's just there's not much out there. So it's like
yeah,
there's a lot of you're just alone a lot of the time, and like
it's
I don't
amazing.
know, it's cool on the land. I like it.
I that's like because shit could easily hit the fan, and then like what happens if like the power grid drops out? Like
And it's
supply
crazy, you
chain
know that
starts
shit's gonna
happening.
happen at some point. Like
Yeah,
someone
and
is gonna do something stupid. So it's
so
like
you got to get out into the world.
even just to buy local too, like buy from farm stands and like having chickens too. That's the ultimate goal. Like
Yeah,
that's kind of what I'm trying to plan lately too. Like I'm planning like my years down the road, and I'm like, all right, I need to be out a little further. I want to have chickens. I want to, especially have my daughter. Like I want her to be raised not so like not in the city, not around all this other shit. Like just
yeah,
want her to be in the land, like watch me learn about everything, kind of like Johnny is. Like it's kind of
yeah.
the direction I want to start going. So
That's so dope. I'm
yeah.
that's like in the back of my head as well. It's just get
Seems like
property out in the
everyone in
middle
a
of
way
nowhere.
wants that. It seems like it's the most
Yeah,
natural thing to do. Like we're supposed to.
yeah, and
Yeah.
just regenerative farming and like
Okay.
that's the best method forward to like for the energy or climate all that stuff. Just regenerative farming I think is the
And to
most
not
like
have to worry about
appealing
what you're
thing.
eating. Because
Yeah,
like yeah, I buy organic, I buy pasture raised this, I buy like the best stuff I can, but at the end of the day, you still don't like know. It's like I don't know if I really trust this shit, but if you're buying stuff off a farm up the road from you and you're getting your chickens from the chicken coop out in your yard and
yeah,
you're getting vegetables seasonally and like all your waters, you know where your water's coming from. Like
yeah, like
it
having a
doesn't get much
well
better
would
than
be
that.
so rad, dude.
Oh my God. Like what? I
um
could do nothing the rest of my life and just chill out there and like play with my daughter and just have fun. Like
yeah,
that's I'd
get a
be happy.
farm dog, get a couple, yeah, because like you're too busy
Delete all social
running
media
the
too.
homestead. You're too busy to get bored. You're not sitting there
Yeah.
scrolling on TikTok like we're doing now.
Yeah.
uh, so what keeps you going on the BMX bike? That's the next thing, is how does one, because I, for example, treated getting sponsored as if it were like the finish line, and I stopped trying to progress. And I don't know what is up with that or why I did that, but that was my attitude. How do you keep, like, what's your mindset? Like, why do you keep trying to progress? Have you been progressing? What's the latest thing you learned?
I'd say lately I've been learning like a lot about myself, honestly, and kind of like what I want moving forward because I've kind of been in the same routine for a while. Not that it's like a bad routine or anything, and I'm happy with where I've gotten to and like everything Shout on Sparrows has done with me and like contests and yeah, everything that's been going on. But lately, it's just like what's really important to me is my daughter, quality time with her, and just so sometimes I go ride and like nothing for nothing, chilling with a baby girl for hours and days, and I'm starting to read. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's making my testosterone lower, which is fine. Like that's just what it is. But I realize like to have that drive to go riding is like it's kind of hard. I'm like I haven't ridden in a few days. I'll go ride. It's been so hot too. That's the other thing. But
Yeah.
to stay stoked, like this dance comp video, I'm really stoked on. It's different than we've really put anything out. Like slower music, just not the craziest riding, but I'm happy with a lot of the clips and
Yeah,
it's
let's talk
cool.
about that. Jonah filmed that, right? I
Yeah.
saw it. He's been coming up from Florida and staying with you and working on that. How did that come up? Was it just like, let's just film something and then it's going to end up, or like was there a plan behind it? And what's it like filming with that? What's the word? Jaded ass Jonah. Jaded Jonah.
The homie. I met him a while back in Florida, and then I went down there last year to film some like stuff on the Sparkies ramps.
Yeah.
Filmed with him, and I was like, yeah, I fuck with this kid. And like he was a young kid who was like eager to do more and like he wanted to learn and like get better. And he had like pretty solid setup at the time. So I was like, yo, let's and then we did a Tallahassee trip actually from Florida. And he started filming an MR2 video there. And we like got some really good shit. And I was like, yo, you should come to Boston, we'll finish it. He came up here and we just kicked it. And like he's a pretty easy dude to hang out with. He's
Yeah.
quiet, just hangs out. He's not like an annoying friend or anything. Like he's
Yeah.
only been here for a few months and we've never argued. Like there's probably days where we don't talk to each other, but he keeps himself busy and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we filmed that MR2 promo. It was sick. And then he was home and he upgraded like everything, like his laptop. He got a MacBook Pro. He actually got the whole monitor and everything too, but he left that at home. But upgraded his cameras. He got like a gimbal, just everything. He fully invested in himself. And then came up here, and Jiri flew out like a week after he got here, and we've just been filming a bunch. And the stuff is quality footage. Like it's awesome to see it. And
I
like
love it.
he's stoked. And just even watching him edit too, he's always trying new things. And like he's sick. He doesn't. If you tell him like, I'm not really feeling this angle that you're filming, like he'll like think about it and be like, okay, like let's try this. And like he's always into trying different stuff, and his shit's dope. I like it. It's
Yeah,
simple.
he cares a lot. I got to talk to him on here too. So you
Yeah.
just brought it. You mentioned
I told
Jerry.
him I was like, dude, do a podcast with Bobby. He's like, maybe. I'm like, so if you listen to Jonah, do it.
Yeah, Jonah, do it. Fucker. I know he listens. I just saw on his story he posted it. He was listening in his car.
Oh
So
yeah.
Jerry Blabble. I love that kid. I don't think
Dude,
I've ever met him in person, but I
dude,
love
love
him.
him.
Uh,
Yeah.
I heard that you pronounce it Yeezy.
It's like Jidi.
Jiri.
Yeah. Jidi
Jiri
Blabo.
Blabble.
I don't even know. I've said it right a few times, but yeah. He's like the
Jiri.
little brother that you love and hate.
Yeah. He seems fun, man.
Yeah.
Um,
He's definitely one of my best friends. He's from Czech Republic. It's pretty crazy to think.
yeah, and that's I don't know geography that well, but it feels like that's pretty close to Ukraine and Russia.
He said he's 8 hours from that, which is
So
close.
that's crazy to be eight. That's like me
Yeah.
saying, north of LA, there's a war going on. That's
Imagine that. Like a war. Like some real
a legit war.
yeah. That's crazy.
Um,
Do you follow that Instagram page? It's called Real News, No Bullshit.
no, real
Well,
news,
maybe
no
don't
bullshit.
because
That
you'll get
sounds
hooked.
cool.
But I don't follow it, but I'll check it all the time when shit's going down. And like even that Nancy Pelosi going to Taiwan,
Yeah,
like
I'm
it's like
curious
pretty
about that.
non-biased. There's like live updates of shit, but it's crazy. I'll start watching that shit and like just be convinced that like, all right, this nuclear war is about to start like right
Yeah,
now.
it's
But
it's
that's why I'm
very
like, I
scary.
gotta go live out in the middle of nowhere and get off of this, and just whatever happens will happen.
Exactly. It's our like civilization's so fragile, and it doesn't like we take it for granted, and just
Even just
com-
living in the US, like we're fortunate. A lot of people
yeah,
think this country sucks, but I love the US. Like I think it's the
same.
greatest country ever,
You
honestly.
got to be grateful for just even the opportunity to like.
Hmm.
There's so many places that you couldn't get anywhere with a talent or a skill, and so
Yeah.
you and I are both examples of like going somewhere in life with your talent or your skill.
And not for nothing, like in the US, like it's kind of like, yeah, hard work, you get what you want, but it's kind of like top dog wins. I feel like it's like the people who are crushing it are the dudes who just outwork everyone.
Yeah,
And just obviously there's luck involved and people are born into money and this and that. But like at the end of the day, like if you want something in the US, like it's right there. Like go get it.
the
Pretty
opportunity.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even going to Japan for that X Games, like it was so strict and just spooky that I was like, yo, when I get back to the US, like I don't really even smoke that much, but I was like, I'm gonna smoke a blunt at the beach, drink a beer at the beach. I'm gonna be fucking ignorant as fuck. Like, not actually, but I was like, I cannot wait to be back and not have, because we had to test for COVID every day. And like, if you test positive, they put you in like a government holding for 7 days and then
Yeah,
test you again. And it just feels like you're being watched the whole time. And like,
you are. Devin told me that you guys have to download an app as soon as you land at the airport, and
oh
then
yeah,
that app's
track
tracking your
everything.
phone. Like,
I went there
so crazy.
unvaccinated too, which is they asked me like a million times. Like when I got there, like no vaccine, not vaccinated. I was like, no, like I'm not gonna lie to you either. I'm not trying to get arrested out here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hot
yeah,
diggity damn.
yeah.
Um, that's crazy. Yeah,
Like, I'm not a
I'm glad you
conservative
live
or
here.
anything like that. I'm not. I don't have any real political views. I think it's all bullshit. It's all corrupt. But yeah,
Yep.
I just feel like I just went off on a little tangent. I'm like, damn, that's pretty conservative, but it's not really. It's not like
It's
that at
not
all.
really. There's. Yeah. That's. I'm not on either team either. There's
Yeah,
suspicious stuff on both ends, but lately
absolutely.
it's the left that looks like insane. Anyway,
Yeah.
so what's next for you? Well, what's going on right now? You have a do you have what kind of signature shit do you have going on? Like, are you making a living? How's writing for Shadow and Sabrosa and dance comp and contests? Are you providing for you and your baby girl like with
Actually, I forgot to mention this too
BMX?
when you asked about his dance comp announced.
Yeah.
I think you had said like, "Oh, who are your sponsors?" But it's Shadow, Sabrosa, and Shadow Riding Gear. That's like a separate thing on Shadow
Ah,
now.
cool.
Ronnie making
Nice.
moves, but yeah, yeah. So that's pretty cool. That's a separate paycheck too, which is sick. And
Great.
yeah, but yeah, I mean, I'm good. I definitely I get by. I've been investing quite a bit the past like 2 years. My daughter has a fat investment account, which is fucking really cool. Like it's one of my proudest things actually. And
Yes.
yeah, it's called a UTMA account. It's just like a transfer to minors account. So when she hits like 21, she'll have access to it. And like any money I put into it, I can never take back. But it's like a savings that you can invest too. So like I invest a lot of it and some's just cash, just liquid sitting there. So
Dope.
sick. Yeah,
Um,
cool.
that reminds me of YouTube. Did you get to a level on YouTube where you started making money from YouTube?
I'm so inconsistent with YouTube because like I like it. I think like Panza, Billy Perry, like all the
Yeah.
kids, like a lot of kids kill it with it. And like I respect it. I don't think it's weird. Like obviously some people do some corny shit, but whatever, they get views. And yeah, I think it was 10,000 subscribers you need to get paid.
Sick.
And when Jonah first got here too, we were just kind of like pumping out little vlogs and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Like I saw the revenue and then on my bank, I was like, how did I get paid by, I think it was Google paid me or something. So what the hell is this? It was like $93 for the month or something. But I was like,
Yeah.
but it was sick. I was like, yo, we didn't even try. I was like, we just put out these videos. They probably all got like 5,000, 6,000. One of them hit like 10,000 views, which ain't bad because I have like 17,000 subscribers. But yeah, it's sick. I was like, damn, if I work on this, which is one of those things I know I should work on more,
Yeah.
this could be like a whole another stream of income.
For
Just
real
being
though.
consistent.
So for example, Jamil, my guy, his YouTube has grown. He's at 20K subscribers. We drop a
Okay.
video every day, and
Every
his
day.
every day drop a video, and that requires a whole team. Like we have
You
two
film a few
editors.
videos in a day, so you have like,
No, we recycle his content. So he does coaching calls that last like for 4 hours, where people are asking him questions, and we
oh, so you pick like
sift
a
through it.
question and like
Yeah,
post.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then try and do like at least one original piece per week, but the constant flow of stuff is just recycling stuff. And
Okay.
um so the whole point is like he's at 5 grand a month on YouTube, and it's like
20K subscribe. How many views does he
20K
get?
subscribers. Not that much, like 1,000 on each video. There's a couple
Yeah, you
bangers,
want to
like
start posting every day.
that's what I'm saying. It doesn't require. I think his industry pays a little bit more because you're targeting people who are like looking into
Like,
getting real estate.
YouTube
So
is how you come out with your own merch. Like Instagram, yeah,
yeah,
sure, you could start your own thing, but it's the kids on YouTube that are diehards that are gonna buy your shit like
yeah,
all day.
exactly. It's a different. It's so interesting because I'm a consumer of YouTube. I'm like a fan of a couple of
Sure.
people, and it's just it is what it. And I'm slacking on making my own YouTubes as well. I guess this counts. This is a
You
podcast,
post
you know.
these on your personal YouTube?
Yeah,
Sick.
yeah.
Dude, you know
Why
what video you
why
have on
not?
your YouTube? That's the best video on YouTube. All of
The game
YouTube.
of bike with you.
That's a good one. But Subros in color.
Yeah,
That's on your channel, right?
yeah. That's on my channel.
Where it
Sabrosa in
starts with
color.
Ryan with his glasses or something.
Yep.
It's like, whoa. That's the sickest. We watched that the other day. I got a
I
kick
was
out of it.
I was pretty hyped on that. I was living with Josh Metzger. I don't
Yeah.
know. I forget what I
That
was
dude's cool
doing.
as hell. I like him.
Yeah, Josh Metzger's the shit. But yeah, that I was spur of the moment. I think I was like cleaning out the hard drive and I was just like, I should make a Sabrosa in color video. And then I made it in 48 hours and then put it out and bada bing, bada boom. It was fun just to re-edit old footage and mix different
Even
trips
picking your
together.
own
And
music and shit too. Like
yeah, I love
that
that.
50 Cent song. I was like,
Yeah,
yo, this shit is
bitch, I'm the
gangster.
man.
Yeah,
It's so good. If
yeah,
you
he's
haven't
good,
watched
man.
that, guys, go watch that. Sabrosa in color.
Link in description.
Link is in the description. I gotta
Back to
remember.
YouTube, dude. That's cool. I didn't
Yeah.
realize you can make that type of money off YouTube. I mean, I guess I did because you can tell people who are killing it are just killing it.
Yeah.
But damn,
And all it is consistency and it might be
I
tough.
think about this shit all the time. Like, I'm like, dude, I'm a dad. I ride BMX. I'm into shoes. I have all these topics I could kind of like cover.
Yeah.
But it's just actually doing it.
It
That's
is just
like,
actually
oh,
doing it.
man.
And it's so much work. It's the shooting, it's the planning, it's the editing. It's like it never ends. And then all the little like tags and making the thumbnail good and shit, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Do you add music and stuff to yours, or is it usually just him? talking?
For Jamil's, we have like a stock intro, not stock, but like so
Same intro for
we
video.
do a teaser, like a tease of what the subject's going to be, and then a musical intro that says, like and subscribe, and then the content, which is anywhere from like 2 minutes to 5 minutes, and then an end screen where he's like, the law of reciprocity says, if you owe me, bitch, subscribe or something like that.
That's
It's so
sick.
funny, yeah. And since I came on the team, his like TikTok has doubled, his YouTube has grown, 5,000, which I
Yeah,
can't take credit for. The team overseas is killing it.
that's cool.
They make my job a lot easier. I literally physically couldn't do everything that that he's
Usually this dude
doing
is
on
doing
his
all
own.
of this, but he's still involved in real estate. Like that's
Yeah,
his main.
and he's also filming a TV show with A&E called Triple Digit Flip, and that's basically like today,
My
for
man.
example, 7 to 2. He's filming a TV show. We're gonna shoot in an hour and just pump out some social media and a YouTube video, and then we're putting on challenges to teach people. On top of doing all this, he's like teaching people the business and also doing the business. So it's just like,
Dude, that's a blessing you're
it's
even around someone like that because it shows you like we limit what we do. Like we're capable
100%.
of so much more, and like that's something I'm realizing lately too. Because I'm like, where I'm at, I'm not bummed on, but it's not where I want to be in life.
Yeah,
It's just I'm not where I want. And like I'm 26, but at the same time, like, damn, you're already 26. Like, what are you doing? Like, I have my friends buying houses, doing this and that,
yeah,
and I'm like, realizing, I'm like, dude, stop limiting. Like, you can do a lot more than you're doing. Like, you have
yeah,
your routine, but like, if you need to go a lot harder in like different areas of your life, like people do 20 times more of that. So like you can put in more work if you need to. Like, but it's cool to hear someone like that who's just doing so much. You're like, all right, this dude didn't happen overnight, but he's built momentum, and he's
yeah.
doing it.
Exactly. Just
Cool.
Consistency. I don't know. For you, I would
Yeah.
say just keep doing the YouTube. I keep rooting for you for the YouTube
Fuck
shit.
yeah.
I think you can get to a point on YouTube where you're making a living, like a solid, 6 figures. There's people out there making, 50K a month on YouTube, but it's just a
Sure.
matter of consistency and slowly growing.
It is consistent. That's the biggest thing I feel like with YouTube is consistency.
Yeah, that's the hardest part for this podcast for me too. Is just like I think now I'm on a streak of 7 weeks in a row or 5 or 6. I don't even know, but
Let's get Jonah on this week, so you keep it to 8.
yeah, exactly.
Sure.
I'd like to ideally keep dropping every single weekend, and I love seeing the reaction that the reels get.
I'm a fan of him. Actually, I really
Yeah.
like him. I've been listening to
I-
even Devin's.
Yeah,
I was like, I know Devin pretty well. I feel like not like super well, like we're tight, but listen to that. I was like, I fuck with this dude.
he's the homie. I
He's
love
a real
Devin.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he really is, and he's
Yeah,
super
that's cool.
nice.
for sure. He's
Um,
dialed too. Like he's always been good. Don't get me wrong, but like lately, even just watching him, like rode with him a little bit at HB Park, the Vans one while I was out there, and
yeah,
then obviously at X Games and shit. But like I feel like that dude has like his focus right now. You can tell like
yeah, he's
his
on it.
you know like he's on it. It's sick.
And that comes from, he was telling me, it's just like treating yourself like a professional athlete, which I think you
For
do.
sure.
What I wanted to talk about that. So like fitness and health, what's your, regiment? Are you, I heard you're doing some like combat or some boxing training type shit. What do you do for staying
That's
healthy?
my trainer, Mike Perry. He's at Skill of Strength in Chelmsford. He's super cool dude, and I didn't even know the gym existed until like 2 or 3 years ago. I started looking this guy up. I was like, yo, what? Like he trains all these UFC guys, and it's 8 minutes from my house. And went there, met with him one day, and like it's one of those ones like I talked to him. We probably shot the shit for like 45 minutes, and I was like, yeah, he's like a friend after that conversation. Like this dude he's just a real one, and he started paying attention to like the sport I was doing, BMX obviously, and then he's kind of like was like, dude, all the riders are kind of like hunched shoulders, and he's like, a lot of fighters are the same thing because fighters are like hunched forward just because you're fighting, like that's your stance. And like I had already been aware of like fixing posture because BMX just it pulls you forward, you're hunched over, your legs are in weird positions and stuff. And I just think training, putting a little bit of training in, stretching a lot, it goes so far with BMX. Like you can pop so much more just from doing some explosive work in the gym, and like
For
you just
real.
feel good too. Like I love it. I live for it. I get the same feeling leaving a good workout as I do after like a heavy session with the boys.
Yeah, for real. It's a
Yeah.
and dopamine rush from accomplishing something hard and just
But some
uh,
days I go to the gym and I'm like, dude, you suck. Like it's just you're just not in it at all. But
yeah,
those days matter too. Like that's the thing I realized. And like you need the bad days to have the good ones for sure.
100%. You have to push through it. I'm gonna be working out this evening. I skipped the morning workout. Before the
Cool.
podcast, I always like to go. I hit the sauna, I hit the cold plunge, and then I
I
come
wish I had a
come right
sauna.
home. Dude, the cold plunge is changing my life. Like it makes you so happy. It's unreal. And like
I've taken a
lowers
few cold
inflammation.
showers
Yeah,
and
cold
like
showers do it too.
I felt like the fucking man by the time I came out. I just kept going colder and colder and colder and colder and like spinning around in it just to get my whole body like, covering my head and stuff.
Yeah.
And then by the time like I felt like I was in there for a while, but dude, I swear I was like speaking more clear when I came out. I was like wanting to
Yeah.
text people like, yo, do this cold. Like I only did it like
Straight
twice.
up. It
But,
makes you
I've read
feel
the benefit.
alive. Yeah, so I just did 3 minutes in like 40-degree water, and I
Do you
thought
have
I
a
was I
tank
was
or
like, let's
something?
podcast. No, so right next to the group workout place that I go to, it's called F45. There's a place called Reset, and they have the Normatec compression shit that you like. It's like a big ass sock that you put on your leg, and it compresses the blood flow like from your.
Yeah.
It just moves the blood in your body. You do that for
Those
20
things are
minutes.
crazy.
Yeah, and then you hop in the sauna, infrared sauna for like 15 minutes.
Yeah,
Shower off, cold plunge for 3 minutes, like get your body flowing again. So like the whole point is blood flow. So like when you're
for sure.
in the sauna, blood's going everywhere in your body, and then when you go in the cold plunge, it all condenses to your like internal organs, and so like the benefits come from just like flushing your blood out.
For
And then
sure.
you get your body warmed up after the cold plunge, sit in the hot tub for a minute, and then go back to the cold plunge to leave just high. Like you feel so good. It's stupid and
That's sick.
sharp and good. And Joe
Yeah.
Rogan does it before every podcast too.
Yeah, have you ever heard of that dude Max Lugavere?
Yeah, yeah. Genius Foods, right?
Yeah, Genius Food, and then he
Yeah,
came out with another one, Genius Life, but I didn't read that.
yeah. I gotta read
But
I gotta read both of those, but I follow
dude,
him.
Genius Foods, I've read that book like 3.5 times now. I'm currently reading it again. Dude, that's life changing. It's
Good.
seriously the best book like I've ever read about just diet in general and just like how we've been tricked about foods and everything.
Dude, yeah, for real. So
Yeah.
give the audience 3 tips for health and from Genius Foods.
Eat more fats like olive oil, avocados, salmon, like nice fish. Even if
Why?
you don't like fish, take fish oil, 100%. Like just daily fish oil. I'd fully recommend that. And then
Why?
just the fats and like, but they're good fats like omegas and the
Yeah,
DHA, but get like high omega 3s. Because even like riding and like say you're on a trip, you don't really eat the best. You're eating like processed food. Even if you try to eat healthy, like the healthiest you really get is like a Chipotle, which
yeah,
it's not horrible, but it's not the best.
right.
And I don't know. I just when I'm home, like my focus is like food shopper when I get home, just so I don't snack. Because like when I just cook breakfast, I cook the same breakfast every fucking day. Like I
Yeah,
can
I
eat
see
the
it.
same. Yeah,
Yeah,
I love it.
it's
But
bomb.
yeah, it's
So
so good.
what's the point of fats? Why is eating good fats beneficial?
Well, if you want to read the book, it explains it like way more than I really could ever
Yeah,
translate it.
of course, but just in general.
But it's just like your body when you're eating fats, or like, but fats with good protein. Like that's the whole thing. The book, like he explains so much. Like, say you're gonna have like spinach or kale, like make a salad. He talks about just adding fats to it, and your body absorbs the vitamins and the nutrients just from other proteins and stuff and vegetables so much more. Like even when you eat broccoli or like starchy greens, just when it's in your mouth, like chewing it, it's good for your brain. Like what you're absorbing, like just through your taste buds and everything. Just starchy greens are good for your brain. Like
Yeah.
there's so much like to can't really go into depth too much, I guess, because I'm still learning, and that's why I keep reading this book. So I'm like, dude, I need to like drill this into my head so I'm just like good for life.
Yeah.
But yeah, just it's weird because we do like a pretty high endurance sport. So even my trainer at the gym, he's like, dude, you need carbs, you need more carbs. And I'll have carbs like before the gym or after, but I feel good like having fats and really good proteins. Like I feel
Hell
like my
yeah.
body just my stomach even just feels better. It's crazy. Like everything, I don't know. I think that's the diet for me. It's just good fats, really good protein like salmon, steak, chicken, just less processed and always get pasture raised, organic, all
Yeah.
that stuff if you can. It's
It's
expensive,
fire.
but
It's amazing
yeah.
how much better you feel. And you're like, one thing I learned, not from Genius Foods or anything, but
Mhm.
some sort of food learning. I learned that your mood is more affected from your gut than it is your brain. So like
Absolutely.
the healthier your gut microbiome is, the less likely you're gonna be, bummed out or depressed. And that's
So having like
I
brain
was like,
fog too. Like
whoa, yeah.
I hate that. And like I can tell like if I'm eating shit, I just feel like I'm like, dude, I can't focus. I'm kind of getting stressed out. I feel like I'm like my life's going in like an unknown direction. But like if I'm
Yep.
eating good, like I swear I just have a clear head. And that's the other thing in Genius Foods too. Like bring it back to like why fats are good. Like your brain needs good fats. Like
Yep.
our brains evolved off fats, not off fucking processed sugar and grains and shit. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. He talks about it a lot and it's pretty convincing. So I'm a
I
massive
felt,
Rivera fan.
just for anybody out there, I guess like as soon as I took control of what I was eating and like focusing on that, everything else in your life kind of like also becomes under your control because it's a domino effect of like, okay,
It's like the
this,
compound effect. Like
yeah, what can I control? I can control what I eat, and then eating makes you feel better, and then you're making better decisions on blah 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 blah, and it's a snowball effect just from eating better. So yeah,
for sure.
I'm pretty passionate about that.
Even I'm not like I have to fast every night or something. But I try to make it a point not to eat after like 7 o'clock, and then I don't really eat in the morning until probably 11 o'clock, 10:30,
So
11.
yeah,
So
that's
like I have a
perfect.
decent fast. Like it's usually like 14 to 16 hours.
Yeah.
And like I think that is huge. And two, I've been kind of realizing this. First thing you eat of the day, if you eat protein, like first thing that your body digests is protein. Like say instead you go get a coffee and you get a freaking croissant or like something sweet,
Yep.
like the rest of the day you're gonna have these like uncontrollable like sugar cravings.
Yep.
And like I got the sweet tooth. Like in the morning, like I love having something sweet with coffee. It's too perfect. I've been realizing I'm like if I just don't eat anything sweet like at all in the morning, the rest of the day I don't even think about sugar or snacks or anything.
It's amazing how that
Crazy.
shit works. I remember when you were out for the Skeleton Crew video, we would have to get a extra large venti frappuccino caramel.
Caramel friggin' I know.
Just a sugar bomb to start your day off.
You know
It
what's
was
crazy? You just said that. You're the one who put me on to black coffee because you
hell
bought
yeah.
me a black coffee from Starbucks one time, and I was like, "Yo, chill. Like, I'm not drinking that bullshit." But I did. I just kind of like, I was like, "All right, whatever." Sipped on it, sipped on it, sipped on it, and the next day, like, got a caramel. I don't even know. I was like getting a caramel macchiato or something,
Yeah, just some
and I took a sip out of
frappy
it, and I
shit.
was like, "Oh my god, like this is so sweet."
It's a
And then I
sugar
started doing
bomb.
just a coffee with almond milk, and now I've been drinking just black coffee for a while now. I like it.
Gang gang. Black
Yeah.
coffee gang forever.
That's funny. You really were the reason.
I love that. Well, that's good that you're healthy. You look good. Like it looks like you're kind of glowing, my dude.
Hey, you too.
I know you're not
Hey,
pregnant, but you're looking good.
you look good, dude. I love it. I can tell you're doing good too. Makes me happy.
Who are some riders coming up that I don't know about that I should know about?
Um, the kid Ian, and I think his name is Wani, or
Ian Alesso and Juan Batista from
I think Devin
Argentina.
mentioned them
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
Yeah,
Who?
dude, those kids are the truth.
Yep, they sure are.
Insane. Like, I don't know why they're. I've mentioned them to Brian and stuff before, and like I can see a lot of people follow them, but
Yeah,
I'm like, dude, they should be on trips. They should be getting hooked up. Like, these dudes are. They could win fucking contests. Like, they're just
yeah,
unbelievable. But I don't know if they don't have as much opportunity or if it's harder for them. I'm sure it's just different in general, but like I think a lot of BMX are cheering for those kids. Like
for real.
riders are
Yeah.
just want these kids to like just do more. We're all stoked on them.
Yeah. Who are shout out to Ian and Juan. It's a common theme on the
Sure.
podcast. Those dudes are amazing.
That
I
just is a lot right there.
I think I don't know, with today's modern world, like you have your cell phone, you can legit run a YouTube channel, an Instagram channel, and it's
Yeah.
the camera, it's the computer, it's everything. Like I think it's up to them to like keep going and building their
Mhm.
create your own like ecosystem of like, I don't know, fans, followers, whatever, but then that's
For sure.
leverage to get paid from people who want to reach your audience anyway. uh,
Absolutely.
what about like who do you watch to get stoked to go film and ride? Like who do you look up to?
If I were to just pick like one video to watch the rest of my life or one dude, I
Hmm.
feel like always gonna be Dennis, just because it's got variety, or he's got variety, I should say. But lately, honestly, that Lewis fiending video, like Lewis fiending, like I even just saw him out in Cali, and like I think I told him like 2 or 3 times. I was like, dude, that video is like, it's so good. That shit's just got like energy behind it, and you can
Yes.
tell they're just out having fun riding. Like
Yeah.
they're just having the time. Like him and Ben Norris are just like that's a good duo. And
It's a
even
power
Ben was
couple.
out in Cali too, and like they're both just fucking pretty outgoing, happy kids. I'm like,
Yeah.
cool.
Like
I really like it.
the best vibes.
Yeah,
That's a
but
damn good video to watch to get stoked.
absolutely. But I'd say him and Courage. I like Courage a lot.
Hmm.
Like his riding is like so like if you know how hard tricks are and you see the shit he does, like his fakie manual to cab manual truck
Yeah.
and just insane nosy lines, like it's just it's like mind blowing. I'm like, dude, this guy is on another level, and he's
Have
a pretty just humble guy when you meet him in
yeah,
person.
you met him in person a couple times,
Yeah,
I
a
guess.
couple times. Yeah,
I remember I
so,
rode with him in Barcelona in like 2020, 2011, and
okay,
he's just nonstop practicing nose manuals.
yeah,
This was kind of before he like really blew up, but he's just incredible. Um,
I'd say him and Lou for sure.
yeah, shout out Courage Adams and Lou. What makes a BMX video good in your opinion?
Dude, that's a tough one nowadays because like sometimes I watch BMX videos lately and I like don't really get that stoked on. I'm like, not feeling this. And I honestly think it's like the short back ends and the all these like crook hard. I don't know. It just seems like it's getting like repetitive, and that's why like when I watch a video, like the Lou video, is just everything. Like he's hitting
Hmm.
huge rails. His bike's not tiny. I'm not a fan of tiny bikes. Like I don't care what you ride, but I just think the short back ends and like steep forks and the close wheels together. People love it. Obviously, it's what a lot of people ride, but I think it takes away from like the difficulty of tricks. It doesn't look like you have to try as hard. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I probably sound like an old school hater or something, but it's not like that because I don't hate it. It's just something about it. Like watching videos, it doesn't do anything for me as much as like I can watch a Dennis video. And I'm like, yo, that shit's good. Like a old Tyler Finagel video, and his bike just looks
Oh yeah.
big. And like, I love that shit. Like even Sean Sexton, like we were watching his videos, and I actually bring it back to a rider who gets me stoked right now. I've been watching a bunch of Jordan Hango. Like
Sick. Yeah, he's a legend.
his bike control is out of this world, and like you can tell he just does big shit. He's like, oh, this would be sick. Like I'll do this because he
Yeah.
can because he's that good.
Yep.
He's
He's
not
like
trying to do what's hot
Spider-Man,
or
dude.
like, yeah, I love that shit.
To be able to air Jersey barriers and do wall rides like that dude does is unreal. And he's just
Yeah,
like, from what I hear, he just works his blue collar job and then rides when he wants, and it's
good
fucking
man right there.
yeah, straight up
Yeah,
legendary.
cool. I love it. It's weird.
Um,
I like kind of like adore or like idolize someone like that more than like someone who's got like all the sponsors and just pumping out parts. Like this dude's just like working, going on trips when he can, and just like seems like he has a good life balance. It's cool.
yeah,
It's like
for real.
stoked for him.
And that's
I don't
that's
even know
that's what I think Eddie was just saying is his advice is like Even if you're young and you're getting paid from BMX, get a job. It's going to change everything. Like it'll change your perspective and it'll
He said
make
he's an
you like
electrician.
riding more. Yeah, yeah.
It's funny. I know him, and I didn't even know that.
Right? Yeah.
Damn, I gotta start
He
talking to these
keeps it.
people more. That's funny.
I
Good
gotta
for him
start
though.
talking to like people from
It makes
um
sense though, because that dude is everywhere. So I mean, he's got money. These electricians, they do well.
yeah. And he just rides when he can. Like same thing with Denim Cox. He said that Denim just works all the time, and then when he gets a chance to go on a trip, he goes hard and then goes back to
Makes
work.
it more enjoyable too. Like,
Yeah, you really enjoy it. I miss like
sure.
it applies to video too, because now that video is my job, it's hard to want to keep doing video on the side. Like,
Yeah,
it's hard to stay motivated to do the same thing over and over again all the time. I miss the days. I don't miss them. I'm really happy with my life right now. But I used to work at Jimmy John's, and that has nothing to do with BMX or filming. So all day I'm thinking, okay, I
yeah.
can't
Johnny
wait.
Ice worked at Jimmy John's, I think.
Yeah, I can't wait until I can't wait. He was stuck at the airport the other night. He almost came over and slept over, young Johnny Ice. Anyway, I just
Realistic
miss
too.
you have a job that you has nothing to do with BMX or filming, and then you're so motivated to do it when you get home. Like I would
What makes
stay
you
up all
crave
night editing.
going
Yeah,
around, yeah,
exactly.
or filming, whatever you want to do. It's even like
Um,
talking to Jonah, because like he's just getting into it. Like obviously we've put out a few videos, and he's done some other shit with like Marcel for Cult, and then he's got his other shit that he's done too. But like he's even like, all right, we need to get some more projects going, but I don't want to have to go film like weddings or something, because then I won't want to go film BMX because I won't want to even touch my cameras. And he's kind of in the
uh,
same boat. Like he's either I start lining up some more projects, or he's kind of like he wants to either. He's a smart kid. He's like either I gotta apply myself to school or go learn a trade. Like he's kind of ready to keep doing
yeah,
more.
it's
But me and him too,
interesting.
we talk about YouTube so much. We're like, dude, we should just partner on this YouTube channel and go crazy with it. Like just go, just we can. We got all the freaking tools. We got the computers, cameras,
Yeah,
cool shit to film. Like let's just put it out there.
that's a hell of a duo. That's a great idea. Just I don't
Yeah.
know. It's a marathon, not a race. You got to just like
It's a year's
decide this
game
is what
for
I'm
sure.
doing forever,
And it's crazy too,
forever.
because like I kind of got a lot on my plate right now. Like got my daughter. So like right now, Tosh and I, we're doing 50-50. So it's like the days I have her, as much as I can plan, I'm gonna go do other stuff. Like when I have my daughter, it's just tough. Like you gotta cater to her the whole time.
Yeah,
It's
of
like she's
course.
good though. We bring her to skate parks, bring her everywhere. But like I'm like, all right, if we film these days, we can edit these days and this and that. And it's like we could make it happen. Like just doing it.
Yeah, you just got to decide to do it. Man,
Yeah.
that's awesome. I'm so jealous that you got a kiddo. I'll get there someday.
I
Um,
recommend it to everyone. Because even thinking about getting older too, I'm like, dude, you need to have grandkids and shit around. Obviously, everyone's different.
yeah,
People have they want what they want, but it's so open up to my eyes. Like, I do not ever want to get old and not have like family and like kids around. Like that shit
yeah,
keeps you young. Like having
straight
her,
up.
I feel like a kid. Like
Yeah.
it's sick. It's so much
And you
fun.
you live like I got a little taste of it just through Trip, my dog. Like you give your dog a dope life and then all of a
Uh,
sudden you're living a dope life. So like same thing with a kid. You can live vicariously through them and show them the
for
world and
sure.
like taking your daughter somewhere and like seeing something for the first time. She's seeing it for the first time and you can
Hmm.
like feel that same
It's
vibe,
so
you know?
special. It's cool.
Yeah, it's so
You're
cool.
just seeing how excited she gets about stuff. But I will say this too. When you just mentioned the pup, like I think Vivi prepared me.
Yeah,
It's like having a dog, it's responsibility. Like
big time.
that dog needs exercise, that dog needs food, routine. Like, and it's
Hmm.
just cool. I'm like, all right, I fucking spent a lot of time with Vivi, got her to be a pretty good dog, and like now having Alana, it's not calling my daughter a dog or an animal by any means, but like the responsibility from having a pet,
Yeah.
like your own pet, not a family pet, like your own animal,
Yep.
definitely built to like, all right, it's kind of the same thing, but not the same thing. It's cool.
They both change your life. Like Trip, it
Hmm.
like you said, routine and exercise. Like I, make time for him to go to the dog park or take him on a bike ride every night.
Yeah, they need to
And
burn energy or they're gonna get pain.
you start to like wake up at the same time in the morning every day because he's
Hmm.
up and at him. He's like, hey dude, I gotta go shit. Come take me
Yeah,
out.
exactly. That's
I
fun.
we gotta wrap this up. I'm running out of time. What's your
Cool.
advice to
Oh, jeez.
young hungry kids out there? What like say you're 18 or 19 and you're decent on a bike. What what's your advice to
You
become like Matt Ray?
stick to what keeps it fun for you. There's so many trends nowadays, and just gotta remember trends come and go. So if you like riding, you like doing a certain thing, just have fun with it. That's all you can do.
That's it.
I think so. It's simple. Just
That's pretty
keep
good
it fun.
advice. Yeah, have
Yeah.
fun.
Trends come and go. If you're stoked on something, rock it.
And that's the
And work hard
spirit.
too.
Work
Work
hard
hard.
and practice and keep progressing. He who stops
And
getting better ceases to be good, you know?
not to say don't have expectations, but don't ever. No one owes you anything at the end of the day. Like if
Facts.
things come your way, be grateful and let people know you're appreciative, and that goes a longer way than expected anything, I would say.
Yeah, and you attract what you think. Like if you just keep thinking like I'm just being overlooked, like nobody these sponsors don't care about me and shit, and it's just like
There's a
that's
million
not a
riders
good way
out
to think,
there.
man.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
No like high level pro thinks like that. It's all love and putting everybody on and being grateful and
be
yeah.
stoked for your friends, stoked for other riders, stoked
Yeah,
for their success. Like,
for
it's
real.
cool. It's a
So
small
man,
sport too. It's not.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Uh
cool.
anything you want to say to your fans? I know you got fans out there, Matt Ray.
um, yeah, thanks for the support. I don't know. Sorry, I don't reply to DMs like ever. I'm the worst at that. Just I'll like check, like I'll go to reply to someone. I'll be like, oh, who's this? And it's just like mad messages, and I'm like, dude, I probably look like such a cool guy, but I really it's just like even comments on my Instagram shit. I'm like, damn, I never reply to anything. Like I post and it's kind of like,
Post and
yeah,
ghost. Yeah.
yeah, I'm just it's nothing personal. I literally just post it on my story and just kind of jump off that, like scroll for a second, but. I really try to limit my time on my phone. I hate when it gets to the end of the week and it's like your average phone time was 3 hours and 50 minutes or something. Like, bruh, that's a problem. Like,
Bro, mine's like 5 hours.
yeah, 2 hours. Like, even when I wake up, I don't go on my phone for like try to do at least a couple hours. Because if I do, then I'll be on it the rest of the day.
That's great. I want to do that too, but it's hard. I
And
wake
your
up
phone's
and
your alarm too. It's like
my
Jesus.
phone's my alarm, my phone's my work. Like,
Notifications.
yeah.
It's like, yeah.
So anyway, I gotta go shoot.
Hey, you're a busy man.
Thanks for being on the podcast.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for doing this. I'm stoked we got to. I know we've been texting for a few weeks. Like, yo, today.
Yeah, today. We did it,
Yeah.
man. We did it.
Okay.
What are
We'll
you gonna
follow
do
up
for
with
the
one
rest of
down
the
the
day?
road or something. Dude, it's so hot out right now, so I'm gonna go swim somewhere for sure.
Nice. All right.
Go kick it. Like I said, I got a couple days off from my daughter, so I kind of just want to like just let loose, just relax.
Decompress. Yeah.
Yeah, just
Have a
kinda
glass
gather
of
my
wine, you
thoughts.
know? Do you
get
drink?
on that.
Are you been drinking lately? Oh yeah, no shit. You drinking a
Dude,
Coors Light right
honestly,
now?
I think with all not like I'm going through stuff, not like I'm just like a pity party or something, but and it's summertime here. Like during the summer, everyone drinks more because it's like finally, like it's not winter depression. So definitely been crushing beers lately, but in moderation. Like I think Coors Light is like the easiest beer to drink. It's
Yeah.
like water, frat water. So
It's bread water. Coors Light makes me think of Josh Metzger. Shout out
yeah,
Josh Metzger if you're listening. Anyway,
best beer ever.
yeah, I think that's it, man. I'm gonna don't go anywhere. I'm gonna stop the recording, but thank you for listening, everybody.
Thank you guys.
Go follow Matt Ray on Instagram if you aren't already. Send me a message saying keep doing this, please. And thanks for tuning in to Canode Knows. This has been Matt Ray.
Comment who you want to see next. Let's go.
Let's go.